Welcome to the Sales Acceleration Show. Today we're at the Growth Hacking Conference and we have Thibault from Adobe to discuss growth hacking teams. No, you don't like the word hacking, right?
I don't like the word growth hacking because I feel like it's just good marketing.
Yeah,
and you know, hacking feels, I don't know.
And the
weird.
engineers feel good when they talk about it.
Yeah, you need engineers.
Code, right?
Yeah, so I think maybe it makes engineers feel better about doing marketing, but I think it's just good marketing, yeah.
We were just discussing a few tips. You said to me, hey Michael, you need to think about when you want to set up a growth team, this is what you need to do. So.
Right, yeah, so today I'm talking about that, and I think what we want to talk about is what are the key things, key principles, and the first one I think is having a lot of empathy. And I mean, at the end of the day, what matters is really making sure that you as a person, when you build your landing page or whatever you optimize in the funnel, you understand the psychology of the user.
So it's empathy towards your customers, potential customers, not internally with the people. Because two big empathies.
Do you have empathy for the problem that you're solving? Have you used the product? So
in a dream scenario, you understand the problem. You have an example of that? Like companies you deal with, you're thinking?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm sure you've been in these meetings where like you
all the time.
you have people who are selling a product but they've never used it. And you're like, how can you come up with a story when you have no clue? So there's that, and then on the side I'm working on a project that's a little bit more personal because it's like around health, and I'm diabetic, so it's an app that tracks blood levels, and when we come up with a landing page, because I have the condition,
you can say,
I'm like, okay, that's what people want, that's what people need, because I'm one of them.
But when I do sales sprints, I always say when you start doing your landing page, show the problem what they do, or just show what they do, and it immediately triggers a reaction of people saying, hey, they understand me. Because all companies, they say, this is who we are, this is what we do, and blah, 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 blah.
This is what I loved in your presentation. It's not about you, it's what is the problem that you're solving. People are very, very, not selfish, but they care about like their problem. So what are you solving for them?
And the other thing I always think is crazy is that everybody talks about like things like acceleration or big words, and I'm always saying, but what does it mean? Quantify it, say the number, like 20% reduction, or acceleration, what does it mean? 3 times fast, 6 times fast? It's the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, people have like maybe 3-4 seconds on your website.
3-4,
yeah. And then they open a new tab and they're gone. So what do you have? What do you bring to the table?
Yeah, okay. Do you have another one? I'm curious.
Yeah, I mean, the other thing is velocity, and I read this great book. I can't recall the exact name of the book, but the point was, small experiments are worth more than big ideas. And sometimes you have people like come. I mean, people come up with like big vision. Like let's go to the whiteboard.
It takes a year to get there.
Like we're gonna do a 3-hour session brainstorm on what we can do. Look at the data. Look at your funnel. Your landing page sucks. You have a lot of things, low-hanging fruits. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid, as Americans would say. In Europe, what we
have
say,
no clue what it means.
Drinking,
what does it mean?
It's basically stop like being full of yourself. Like stop thinking that people.
I thought it was some fitness drink or something. I need to.
Well, yes, it comes from that. But the point is, like be connected to the reality. Be down to earth. Like speak the language that real people speak, and
make them
stop talking about big plans. Just focus on what on going fast.
So how do you do it when you have a team? You go in and they come up with all these big ideas. So what do? You have like a flow you follow. Like first I check that, then I check that, or how do you?
So what we do is we try to follow this kind of like prioritization icing thing we call it, and Sean Ellis came up with that. It's basically the ICE score: impact, confidence, and ease. And it's a good proxy. I don't think it's perfect, but basically it allows you to say, okay, is it impactful? Do we think it's going to work? And do we think it's easy? And based on that, it gives you a score so that you can focus on the things that are going to be simpler to execute and have the biggest impact.
So again, coming back to small experiments, just scale them out. And if things really adapt, then you scale it out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if it's going to take 6 weeks to run an experiment that's going to have like a 1-2% lift and zero impact on the revenue, should probably move to something else.
Yeah. So how would you do that? You have longer, like, I mean, I have this sprint concept. It's like 6 weeks, but it's very sales oriented. It's really to try and see, does something move? Does the pipeline actually grow bigger?
Right.
If it doesn't move on, probably means your value prop is wrong. Something's wrong there, you need to move it on.
So I can tell you, like right now, we've been doing 2-week sprint where we do these experiments, but sometimes it takes longer.
Yeah, of course.
Sometimes it takes shorter. But what we've been doing, what we're now transitioning to, is having teams divided into mini squads where we have a team focused on each lever.
So you do it on team level also, you'll start really...
Yeah, so we have like an activation squad, we have a retention squad, and you can have a notification squad, whatever, or conversion to paid squad. And what you do, you give them like a 90-day sprint, basically, and you
like
say...
quarter
yes.
oriented.
And Sean was making that point in the conversation. He was like, pick a window that's not too short, because otherwise it's chaos. People are running everywhere like, oh my God, we need to come up with something. And pick something that's not too long, so that you can give them a KPI and then hit that. Yeah,
I've seen if it's too short, then everybody drops everything. So basically you need a bit of perspective.
Exactly.
I like this top 3 per week. What are you doing this week? And then in sales, 2 of them need to be outbound, because all the problem is always if you don't see customers don't go out, you can't get any revenue, right?
Yeah.
So it depends. Okay, last one? Last tip?
Well, I mean, last one that I think is important in the team is having people that are driven by results and not the technology. And so that is something that I talk about in my session. We've had examples where you have people that are really, really passionate about growth, but they really are passionate about building a stack. And I'm cool with that, but what really is important is focus first on the end result, and the stack is a means to an end.
Yeah.
And don't try to become too geeky about the details in the stack. In the growth kind of mindset, you go with tools that you can find, your third party, whatever.
Because if it's small, the stack doesn't matter. You can do it almost manually.
Yeah,
that's what I love in the beginning. Keep it very personalized, and then grow that stack. Because a lot of the guys, like I see, they come in and they do this whole stack, and then you get these crazy OpEx builds of one little tool after the other. You go like, hang on, what does it do? I sometimes just switch it off to see 1 month what happens. And then if you see nothing drops or it still keeps going, and actually I don't need this thing, right?
That's a good one. And I mean, in the spirit of lean, you want to first use a tool, test how much value it's going to have for you
before you spend the bucks.
I mean, like if you're going to fund it yourself, make sure it has
I'm the first guy to say to everybody, you need to have an annual subscription, push everybody to annual, but I'm also the first guy to say, I'm going to test it for 1 month just to see if it actually brings value, and then I'll switch. Now, in SaaS theory, it doesn't matter. A customer is a customer and you can upsell, but no, I agree completely.
Yeah.
Good. It was great having you on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for your time.
It was awesome. Thank you so much.
If you like what you've seen, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thanks, guys.